We've got a few minutes left. I know two senators are on the second round, so I'm going to ask them to make their questions brief, if possible, and witnesses, if you can keep that in mind in terms of your responses as well. Senator Baker and then Senator Joyal.
There are so many questions I have for these experts, because they are experts in their field. I don't know, I guess just throw the question in a typical impaired case. You have two charges, 253A and 253B. One is a charge and a number, and the other is impaired driving. They're kind-appled out in the end, usually, depending on the jurisdiction. If they're kind-appled out, you say to yourself, why are they charged in the first place? Why not have one? Do you ever give consideration to that, you know, how much time is spent once the .08 may be thrown out for any reason, or the 254 for not blowing into the machine, the initial roadside? When that's thrown out, the Crown usually proceeds to try to prove the indicia of impairment, which leads to further disclosure, further argument, and so on. Do you have any thought that perhaps the Crown should concentrate on just having one charge instead of charging twice and having it kind-appled out if they're successful?
Well, if I may answer this, it's really the over 80 that produces disclosure and is complicated. Impaired really is simple and straightforward, usually. So sometimes a smart Crown would recognize that issue and would drop the over 80.
Okay.
That's how they do it.
Yeah.
And the charges are there for a pretty good reason, right? The law casts the net wide, right? Mm-hmm. So you can have an inexperienced drinker who crashes his car, blows 70, mm-hmm. right? So that's straight impaired, right? Or you can have somebody who seems totally fine, a functioning alcoholic, blows 180, looked really well, mm-hmm. but probably would have killed somebody half an hour later, yes. right? So you sort of have to have these two charges, it seems. It makes sense. Okay. And then in terms of prosecuting it, it's really the over 80 that's the difficulty. Impaired is straight up.